My last significant relationship ended about 2 years ago. And I did not realize how big of an impact that relationship would have on me 2 years later, to where I'm still dealing with validation issues due to that relationship ending. On my TikTok and in my short form videos, even on YouTube, I do touch on validation a bit more on my dating life and stuff. And it's no secret that moving to Baltimore has been terrible, terrible for my dating life. And I've even made a video talking about you're not ugly, it's your environment. And that spoke about it in more detail. However, I don't think that it's fair to only blame the environment and where I've moved to for the issues that I've been experiencing. I'm still the constant here, and I was still experiencing issues even back home in the Caribbean when it came to dating and stuff due to validation. And what I realized recently is that it's because after ending that very significant relationship, I lost somebody who was able to mirror me and validate me and make me feel like I was understood and that who I was, as messy as I was enough. In a way, I felt like I was abandoned and put on the streets. I don't think I understood until literally now how big of an impact that had. Because there's always the dramatic, obvious things in yourself that you know that you have to fix and, rebuild. But something like validation is different, at least in my case. And it was different because I could blame the environment to a certain extent. I could blame people for showing up poorly, for being hot and cold, for being self-centered. I could point to real, logical, tangible shortcomings of others. But that served to kind of distract me, or not distract me, but it took some of the pressure off of the fact that I was actively going into these situations unconsciously, most likely, but looking for somebody to validate me. Tell me I'm perfect. Tell me I'm worth it. Make me feel less regular. These are lyrics from a song I wrote a million years ago, by the way. But that's how I was feeling. And my latest song that I released, because I also make music, the hook line of the song is, why don't people think I'm as great as I do? Literally. But that is the mindset that I was walking into every situationship. That was the mindset that I was walking into every situation with. Whether I was going to the clubs, whether I'm on the apps looking for somebody, or just out and about, I'm just bracing to answer that question of whether this person is going to think I'm as great as I do or if they're not. Am I going to attract somebody who fits the standard that I feel like I deserve or not? Why don't people think I'm as great as I do? There's a danger in that because people don't have to think that you are as great as you do. That is a lot of responsibility. And the mere fact is, a lot of us struggle with just even thinking that we're great consistently. I do as well. I cannot make people responsible for my self-worth. And the thing is, I didn't think it was my self-worth. I didn't think it was so epic. I didn't think it was that serious. I was just thinking I'm a social creature. I'm a human. I do need attention. I do need appreciation. I do need validation. And that's the next thing. That statement in and of itself is true. It is a true factual thing. Humans, we need attention, we need community, and we need belonging. I was warping it and being used to hide the ego, the hurt ego in there that was no longer being fed by my ex, getting really shitty fast food from a lot of men. I went out recently. I went to the club, and I haven't been to the club in a long time. When I say a long time, I mean months. And I was looking for that validation. I was, trying to see who's looking at me. Is the hottest person that I like, are they also feeling me? And it has made me a little bit more passive too, where it's I have to feel chosen. I'm not initiating anything. You must choose me. And the thing is, it's good in a way to want to be chosen because it doesn't feel good to be the person who's always acting and always pursuing. I don't necessarily want to be just a pursuer. But It's taking the right thing and putting it in the wrong situation, because the reason that I'm doing it is because of testing people to see if they could actually like step up to the plate and appreciate me in the way that I should be appreciated. And if you don't, my night is ruined and everything sucks. That's not good, Mary. That is something that have just realized, like today, that I've been kind of self-sabotaging in that way, and starting off like in a bad mindset when I go out or when am on the apps or whatever. Now, I'm not getting back on the apps in Baltimore because the reality is it sucks. For me, it does suck. And it does trigger this even more. But I am planning a trip to get out of here soon. And I don't want to carry this with me. This desire for validation, because I kind of carried it with me to the club, and the club was in DC. I don't want to carry this with me to New York, where I'm going to be seeing Mikey Meeks, Darlene Mitchell, Nene Coco, get crowned. Like, I'm not going to this club in New York carrying this need for validation and scaring the hoes. Like, or not approaching the hotties or the baddies if I feel like it. But I just have to accept, like I've truly now come to the place of acceptance. Like, yes, my ex and we broke up. It's been 2 years. I'm not being validated by my environment on the daily. I'm not being super stimulated, and people are not showing up for me in the ways that I wish that they would. However, I don't have to wait by the door for them to do that and grade people as they pass by and don't do it and make it say something about me. What I was really doing was just reaching for control, reaching for a reason for why things weren't working out, why people weren't acting the way that I think that they should. Because that would make me feel like, hey, there's the reason. This is why this is happening. Because then maybe I could change it. Sometimes I'm very woo-woo and spiritual, and I do think that the energy that I'm putting out is validate me, and I'm just going to be attracting more situations where I feel like I'm not being validated. Instead of just being more in the moment, being more present, and enjoying things as they come, enjoying people as they come, and allowing life to kind of surprise me with who shows up, instead of saying it has to be you, it has to be him, it has to be that particular hot one. Or if it's not him, if he doesn't pick me, I am nothing. Stop it, babe. Thank you all so much for listening to me rant and rave and muse about it, about validation craving, which is actually the name of a playlist I have on Spotify. It's private though. But thank you. And I hope that this was helpful to you. I hope you felt seen. If you felt seen, I hope that the solutions that I'm coming up with, I hope that it can help you. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you in another video of mine. Bye!